We're moving right along in the Mithaal. Alhamdulillah, I think we became more acquainted with the Mithaal. It's been good review for me too. MashaAllah. Mithaal Wawi. And we saw here so far we saw the case of the Wawi for Yaf'il and Yaf'al and Yaf'ul. What do we see in Yaf'il? We saw that you're going to say Ya'id, for example, Yasif. And what did we see in Yaf'al? We saw that the command is Ijal. And for Yaf'ul, everything was standard. So that's a big summary here. We're talking about here Al-Mithal Al-Wawi. J. Okay. So moving along, the author says, وحذفت الواو من يطأ ويسع ويضع ويقع ويدع ويهب. Because the wow is erased from all of these cases. يطأ يسع يضع يقع يدع يهب. So before I read further, he's going to tell us why it's erased. So his telling us why it's erased is like the answer to a question. Yani, you are a person who knew some Arabic and you learned the rule of the wawi, and that you're going to erase the wow for yaf'il like ya'id and yasif and other words. And that if that kesra goes away there, the wow comes back. If that kesra goes away, the wow comes back. So that's why you say lam yu'ad, that wow's there because there's no kesra after it on the ayn, that is in this case. And also here, yawjal, there's no kesra here, so the wow stays. That's yaf'al. And here, yawjuh, the wow stays, there's no kesra there. So, but you said, but I have a question though. What about yasa'u or yada'u or yaqa'u or yada'u or yahabu? There's no kesra. Why is the wow gone? So he answers you. لأنها في الأصل يفعل, because it is originally يفعل بالكسر, meaning this first one here, يسع, is originally يوسع, but something changed in it. And the rest are like that. The second one here, يضع, is originally يوضع, and also the rest, you can do them. So based on this origin, the wow got erased. So it would have been yasi'u, yad'i'u. So what happened to that kesra then? He tells you. لأنها في الأصل يفعل بالكسر ففتحت العين لحرف الحلق بعد حذف الفاء. ففتحت العين لحرف الحلق بعد حذف الفاء. He says the ayn means the middle letter. Futihat, it was given a fatha instead of kasra. Kasra is removed. Why? لحرف الحلق, because of the throat letter. The throat letter. بعد حذف الفاء, after omitting the fa. After erasing the fa. Yani after erasing the first root letter, which is the wow. So it became yasa'u and yada'u. Any question? So I want to clarify this further for you. Because he says here, because of the root letter. Yani, does anyone remember what he's talking about here when he says because of the throat letter? Do you recall that we talked about this? Can anyone give me? Yes. No, out of tajweed here in Sarf. If you can even just give me a hint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is a perfect spot to also mention something for you too. So, we're going to review right here what we actually did review last week, but I want to give you a little bit more information, inshallah, which actually took 2 already. So, you have for the Maldi, a thulathi, fa'ala, and fa'ila, and fa'ula. And you have the mudari' for that being yaf'alu or yaf'ilu or yaf'ulu. Okay. I want to ask you, but I'll just tell you now. But try to remember this. Probably you're going to remember this through practice, trying to talk or doing some forms of exercises. So, when is the mudari' any one of these 3 correspond to the maldi? When did the maldi and the mudari' correspond for the thulathi mujarrad? So, remember, fa'ala, the mudari' is going to be yaf'ilu or yaf'ulu. And could be yaf'alu. When it's going to be yaf'al, if the fa, sorry, if the ayn or the lam are from the throat. If the ayn or the lam are from the throat. Fa'ala. We have fa'ala. Fatha on the middle. Its ayn and its lam are from the throat. Or either one. Its ayn or its lam are from the throat. Then the mudari' is yaf'al. Unless it's shadh, unless it's anomalous like aba, ya'ba. The author told us, وَأَبَا يَأْبَى شَاذ. We'll revisit the metin, inshallah, in a minute. Okay. So that's like what then? Also, let's give examples. So, فَعَلَ يَفْعَلُ is like سَأَلَ يَسْأَلُ. So the middle letter is from the throat. And it's like مَنَعَ يَمْنَعُ. Here the lam is from throat. So fatha, the mudari' is with fatha. Say fa'ala, Jalasa. What's the mudari'? Yajlisu. Jalasa yajlisu. Not yajlasu. And for example, dakhala. Dakhala yadkhulu. So fa'ala can be any of these. The mudari' can be any of these for fa'ala. But yaf'al is reserved for when the ain or the lam are from the throat. Okay. So al-kha isn't the kha from the throat? Dakhala yadkhulu. Yeah, I think I asked this question before. Yeah, yani doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be yaf'al. But if it is yaf'al, it's going to be because from the ayn or the lam is from the throat. If it's fa'ala yaf'al, because the ayn or the lam is from the throat. But doesn't have to be fa'ala yaf'al. Let me point out to you also the subtlety of that. The subtlety of that. That's when you have yani like a taste for the language. That's when the language is in you. That something like that appears for you. Otherwise, yani, for someone like me, it's just memorization. Memorization, yani, I don't see that I have a feel for it. And also, I wonder if Arabs have a feel for that now, or also it's going to be for the memorization. But for the old Arabs, that's what's the case going to be. That's why the author's saying what he's saying. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I just want to finish showing you something here. So, okay, I just showed you really what is the point of the author. But I want to show you something because it's something I told you last week. So let's continue here. Fa'ila. What's the mudari' of fa'ila going to be? Mudari' of fa'ila is going to be yaf'al. And it could be yaf'il. So, for example, you say alima. What's the mudari'? Ya'lam fatha. And it is anomalous. It is anomalous, yani irregular to say fa'ila yaf'il, and there is yani a squadron of words in Arabic that take this pattern. Like you could say hasiba yahsib. And what I know is that all of the ones that you can do like that, you can put it with fatha also. It's going to be correct. So in this case here, it's yahsib that is interesting. That should draw your attention there. Should make your mind go to a rule. Yes. Yani, I'm reviewing with you now. So I'm saying to help myself here. If I hear something like yas'alu or yamna'u, this should trigger something for me here in terms of a rule. Whereas if I hear ya'lamu, it should not, because perfectly normal. Alima ya'lam is normal. There's nothing, yani, qad you call nothing interesting here, meaning nothing abnormal to see, to think about. And likewise, jalasa yajlisu, there's nothing strange here. Hasiba yahsabu, that's not strange also, but if I heard yahsibu is going to draw my attention. This one is going to draw my attention. Allah, yani, enable me to remember this one. I guess it's easier though. Fa'ila yaf'ilu. Those two don't go together normally. So I think you won't forget that. So fa'ila is going to be yaf'alu, but could be yaf'ilu. Fa'ala is going to be yaf'ilu or yaf'ulu, could be yaf'alu. And then lastly, what? Fa'ula. is exclusively for yaf'ulu. Fa'ula is exclusively for yaf'ulu. Okay. Like hasuna, yahsunu. That's normal. Okay. I said to you, I use the word never. Never say fa'ila yaf'ulu. So could be the word never here is too strong. Or unless yukhtafa. You could possibly say fa'ila yaf'ulu. When, do you know? Anyone know? When could you say fa'ila yaf'ulu? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the case of tadakhulul lughat, fa'ula yaf'ulu tadakhul al-lughat, meaning blending dialects. So that's not something you start talking with, though. So the moment when I said never, I was saying blending dialects is not even appropriate right now. But later it didn't sit well with me, the word never. So possibly, I don't have an example though right now. But I just wanted to catch that word never. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Any question? Now, you remember what the author said at the beginning of the medicine? Review the beginning of the medicine. Maybe we'll take a look at it. Let me repeat for you here. So the author says, وَحُذِفَتِ الْوَاوُ. The wow is omitted. مِنْ يَطَأَ وَيَسَعْ. Sorry. مِنْ يَطَأُ وَيَسَعُ وَيَضَعُ وَيَقَعُ وَيَدَعُ وَيَهَبْ. The wow is erased from these that I already read for you. Why? لِأَنَّهَا فِي الْأَصْلِ يَفْعِيل. Because originally those are from the pattern of يَفْعِيل. This is Mithaal, wow, we from the pattern of yaf'il. So we know the wow drops out of there. Bil kasr. So then you might say, well, where is the kasra then? So he tells you, فَفُتِحَتِ الْعَيْن. The ayn was given a fatha. Its kasra was removed and a fatha was put there. So then if you asked why, he told you, لِحَرْفِ الْحَلْقَ. Because of the throat letter. And if you said why the throat letter matters, maybe he'll say to you, what? Don't you remember from the beginning of the metin? We started with that. So they might say, okay, Sheikh, I'll review. When does that kasra turn into a fatha? When does the kasra turn into a fatha? بعد حذف الفاء. After you erase the first letter, the wow. So the meaning is, it was, for example, يَوْضِعُ. Then, since that was what it was, the first thing we did was erase the wow. So the kasra doesn't turn into a fatha until after erasing the wow, not before. That's what that means. بعد حذف الفاء. After erasing the first root letter, then you give fatha to the ayn, the middle root letter there, which in this case is a bod. So it became yada'u. Now maybe you knew more Arabic. And you said, yeah, well, what about yadharu? What happened there? So he tells you, وَحُذِفَتْ مِنْ يَذَرُ لِكَوْنِهِ بِمَعْنَى يَدَعُ. It was erased from yadharu although the mudari' um, no, sorry. Although there is no throat letter there. Wait, I need to review. We'll stop here. Let's stop here. I'll review inshallah ta'ala. Any question?
Yes, Sayyidi. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
As a matter of fact, I have a question here when he said ففتحت العين لحرف الحلق بعد حذف الفاء.
نعم.
هو حذف الفاء الواو حذفت.
نعم.
Right? ثم الكسر عوض عن الكسر بالفتح.
نعم.
ليناسب ما قبله.
لا لحرف الحلق الذي هو العين.
Yes, but لكن هو عبر قال بعد حذف الفاء لحرف الحلق بعد حذف الفاء. But حرف الحلق is after حرف العين.
لا هذا بعد هذا ظرف زمان. هذا ظرف زمان. ليس ظرف مكان.
Okay.
يعني after you erase the wow, then you turn the kasra into a fatha.
بارك الله فيك.
آمين وفيك. Not before. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.